How much money is CS2 making from these skins, and why did CS2 skin update rug pulls collectors as $1 billion wide from market cap? Let's go ahead and get started with first saying how much money are they actually making. If you just go to the cases unboxed, you have about 400 million, which totals to about $980 million spent. That is 2023, by the way. We're currently in 2025. That's 2 years apart, and this is in more when it was in a more popular sense, but it's still generally one of the top 10 games that you're playing because Counter Strike is in 1,313 players. How many of these players are playing? How many of these players are spending money? Moving on, we're going to go ahead and talk about how the skin changes really affect everybody. Here, we understand the market cap because Ryan Wyatt, thank you, Ryan, 1 billion US dollars wiped from the market cap on the update. Covert skins ripped up, absorbing knife and glove depreciations. Interesting post by OP on rebalancing of the market over time. Fascinating that game economics can get to be the size of $6 billion and can be influenced by devs. It is crazy that the value of all the skins put together was $6 billion, and the valuation of the skins dropped tremendously to $5 billion. Does that, wow, it's over? No. The thing is that certain things are valued less. How does that work? So here you can see the CS2 weapon skin variety. You have common from consumer grade all the way to rare. From what I understand, because I don't play CS2, so I apologize if I butcher this. If I butcher this, leave it in the comments and tell me how I'm wrong so I can pin it for you. But basically, for Covert, you were only able to roll the skins. From what I understand, you were only able to roll the skins on Covert for for knives and for gloves. If you did not get those, you're cooked. It's over. You have to keep rolling. Now you can give 5 Covert weapons for 1 knife or glove skin, which benefits you tremendously. Here is an example of how expensive these skins are as well. I really wanted to show everybody, hey, well, that's crazy. How expensive are these skins? If you do a quick scroll, you don't even have to look at much. Right here, for example, this knife can be valued as to up to 1,191, or the cheapest you can get it right now is for 933, but that's low reviews. As an example, this is very, very similar to Pokemon cards. The thing is, and the thing that people are making fun of anyone that has high investments into CS2 is that you are basically investing on an asset that is digital that can be basically destroyed by the devs. If the devs decide to ban your account, if the devs decide that your Covert skin can now be traded or can now be changed, right? It makes it very difficult. So I think it's going to be very tricky how we work around this or how people interpret anything else. The thing that we really have to not forget about is that there's 1 million active players on CSGO. This is the most active game throughout at any time. At any time, CSGO is incredibly popular, but it's also incredibly addictive to be rolling. And I think a big example of this is $1 billion being spent on cases is insane. Please remember that it is insane that people are spending $1 billion a year on skins because that's what it is. But the reason is very similar to, for example, Pokemon. Maybe this will help you understand if you're a little bit confused. Anytime someone buys a booster pack for Pokemon, they realistically are assuming that they themselves are lucky enough to hit the God pack or whatever high value card is inside of it. So that money is being spent on those packs. You can assume that in a digital way, that is exactly what is happening when people open these cases. They're opening these cases with the idea that they themselves get lucky enough that they can get a massive skin where you can be like, oh yeah, I have $1,000 knife now in my inventory, and then they can sell it. That is why people are so upset. That is why they're is a massive situation right now, because a lot of people, you have to consider this, a lot of people will buy these skins with the idea that they will either go up in price because the devaluing of the dollar. If the dollar value goes down, the value of your skin stays the same, you have made money. Hopefully that makes sense. I didn't really think about that top of mind. But what do you think? What do you think? Hopefully I didn't stumble on my words too heavily. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and leave it in the comments if I made any mistakes. Thank you. Bye.